Shakti Shiva Tarot for another read for the collective. Let's get into the energies for today. How's it going? How are y'all doing? Oh yeah, something that I wanted to bring up. 8th house mystery. Before it slips my mind, there is a mystery to solve. This is really funny. There's a mystery to solve. So right now we are being faced with, especially because of this Mercury retrograde, but also because of timeline shifts. And for those of you who know, you know, there is a huge nostalgia right now towards the 2016 and like whatever was going on for you in 2016. And it could be for two reasons. One reason could be because you have unfinished business there. But it's also a mystery because it also could be if you, let's say in 2016, you were not on the correct timeline, then whatever you may be feeling nostalgic for in 2016, if it's returning, actually might not be like unfinished business and Spirit wants me to use my situation as an example. In 2016, I was with my shadow twin and heavily blinded and in a toxic relationship that I was not being chosen in. And this was my timeline. That timeline ended up collapsing in end of 2018 to 2019. So 2019, interesting, right? Yeah. For those of you that know, you know. Lining up with specific time frames, right? So that timeline, and so like, for instance, if that situation or person were to re-enter right now, I would 100% be like red flagging the situation because I know now that that timeline closed out for a reason. Although this was my shadow twin and I thought this was the love of my life and they were my home. I felt that about my shadow twin until I met my real twin. And it's funny because in 2016, I actually met my real twin as well, but I was pretty much in the fog and blindsided by my shadow twin that didn't go anywhere. But then, yeah, later ended up, you know, re-entering my life. And anyways, enough about me, but quite interesting because like I said, hearth, home, I felt like that twin was my home. But when I found my true twin, my true divine twin, not my shadow twin, this person felt like home. And I remember feeling that immediately upon first sight. But like I said, I was also very blinded by my shadow twin, so it did not ever re-enter. There was in that time frame until much later. So progressions, journey, and it was a progression that brought my twin back into my life later. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about myself, but I guess Spirit wanted me to bring that up for a reason. So for some of you guys, you could be 46, 56, or 32, or those could be specific dates for you. 10, 11, and 5. So, wow. As if I didn't shuffle this deck, pre-shuffle, and then reshuffle just now. And I did my own reading after the reading I recorded yesterday. And I did a live. Oh my God, this is just ridiculous. Okay. 4th house roots 28 and 51, Mercury retrograde reinvention. These two came out in the last read. maybe there were roots that were built, and like I said, for some of you, this is something that could be re-entering the scene, but like check to see that those roots are still good. You know, make sure that those roots are the roots that you really want to create and build with in the future, because maybe back 10, 20, however many years ago, you may have felt that, you know, back in 2016, I just keep, like, you may have felt that something was home, or something was it for you. Someone was your person, and life showed you otherwise. So if this person re-enters the scene, you know, yeah, there might be some nostalgia there, but remember why it didn't work out in the past, and just remember the lesson there is what I'm kind of being shown. For others of you, it might be unfinished business for sure, and something that does need to get explored, but we're gonna get into that. Wow. I just can't believe those two. I had to pick another one. 11th house friends. Wow. For some of you, this could just be a friend that re-enters the scene. Doesn't have to be anybody that you had anything serious with, but it could be like an ex or something. 11th house is Aquarius, 35. Wow. So 32, 36, 46, 51, and 28. Shakti Shiva Tarot. We have a mystery on the table, and we're going to try and get into it. So, mission accomplished. 1111. I love that. It gets me so excited. It just makes me want to jump for joy. I don't know why. It makes me want to dance. Okay, so whatever mission. This is just how this card makes me feel. I want to jump for joy right now. Oh my gosh, like joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Okay, let me relax. Welcome home. Oh my gosh, 10, 11 on the time. I literally, didn't I say I felt like my false twin was my home until I met my real twin, and then I realized why. For some of you, I feel like you're having or about to have that experience where you're about to meet somebody that makes you feel like home, or where you're having you are reuniting with your soul, your counterpart. This is a reconciliation. This is a soul recognition. You are going to have a moment with someone, and you're going to feel like, wow, this is it. Mission complete. Oh my gosh. Swans, twin flames, high priestess, expanding consciousness, 10, 10. Okay, one more. Wow. Oh my gosh. Like the plethora wants to come out, but it's like, okay, no, I don't have all the time in the world to just go through all these cards like that. Okay, 6, 6, clearing karma, Kundalini activation. For some of you, you need that, okay? I know, I felt like I needed. For some of you, you need to clear your clear karma by doing some kind of like Reiki, chakra clearing, soul activation, soul retrieval, Kundalini activation. And like, be careful, because there's a lot of phonies out there. You know, I just came across, and I don't, you know, I know there's a lot of real work out there. But like, there's a lot of work out there that is being tampered with, messed with, sexualized. Yes, the Kundalini experience can be a sexual experience, but it, like, you need to be really careful about people using that to their advantage to energetically RAPE you, like energetically. This is happening. I've seen it with my own eyes. People thinking that they're just getting their Kundalini activated, and no, they're energetically being taken advantage of in a very disgusting way that I can't even believe with my own eyes, and like my soul cringes with disgust. But that's another That's a whole nother level of things going on there. And whoa, anyways, 7-7, heal abandonment. Didn't I say this in the last read? That they, I mean, I put it up there, I may have brought it up, I don't know. Abandonment wound was coming up for the divine counterparts. Time to forgive. And this starts by forgiving yourself, by forgiving, yeah, I mean, like, you can sit there and go through all the people that have hurt you, but unless you forgive yourself and that little inner child within yourself that didn't know any better to allow certain things to happen, and even the inner child in you as an adult that like allowed things to happen as an adult because your inner child was unprotected, forgive that aspect of yourself. And I'm sending so much love and a big virtual hug for all of you who are actually doing the healing work and just need to know that you are not the only one. You are not alone in this journey, and you are not alone doing the work. And to keep up the good work, because see, people notice through your energy, and those of us who are doing the work, we see it. Okay. 4-4 twin flame facilitator, expansive growth. I love this. For some of you, maybe you guys need one, you are one, or I am particularly being that for you through these transmissions, through these tarot readings. So I miss your beautiful smile and joyous laugh. They used to light up my world. They're missing. Yes, the physical things, but I feel like it's beyond that. It is your energy. And like I said, didn't I say it earlier? It's this energy that you exude from within. It's the beauty that you exude from within because of the work that you're doing. That's the energy. You're like a sunshine to this person, and that's what lights up their world, okay? I keep up a facade to the world, but you always saw past that into my soul. And this could intimidate them a little bit, right? So, if your person tends to hide away, is what I just heard, hide away, this is because, man, you pierce through them. You pierce through their soul. You expose them. They know you see them exposed, naked, alone, in their weakness. They know this. And it's like, and you still love them, and they find that fascinating. They find it fascinating because not even them can love themselves at this level. So it's like, you are fascinating to this person, almost like the high priestess, something that seems untouchable, and they're like, how could you possibly like see me the way that you do, or want me the way that you want me? Because they know their weaknesses, they know their shadows, and they're like, and you still love me? Or you still want me? Interesting. Okay, I felt like I hugely channeled somebody right there. You were the love of my life. I didn't figure that out before. I know now that it's true. And so maybe for some of you guys, it took them quite some time to come to this realization. Maybe for some, it took them even separation to come to this realization, or being with somebody else, being in another relationship, being in another committed relationship, y'all's souls though are like these, like this. Y'all's souls are like best friends, besties. Oh my gosh, how beautiful. This is like, if you could, and okay, yeah, maybe there's a third party, right? And it's like, no, the third party, okay, thank you, Spirit. The third party plays a part of the circle, is part of the, like, I know sometimes we want to hate on the karmic because the karmic takes our person away, and sometimes our lesson is the things that come up, like the self-worth issues that come up because of this karmic, but that's the karmic's role, right? First of all, the divine counterpart has the debt to pay, and they're only there because they need to pay that debt, right? They collected debt over a past life, and they need to pay up. But in the meantime, you're also learning a lesson. They're learning a lesson. They're teaching your partner something that maybe, maybe you've already learned, and like you don't have to go through that experience again, but they're learning it with the karmic. And there's so many other things and dynamics, but yeah, let's get with the tarot. I want to find out more about the tarot, what this mystery is. What is this mystery? Hearth. Progressions. I feel like the mystery is something in connection to your hearth and home. They're missing you. They are recognizing that they've put on a facade to the world. And I feel like on the spiritual level, the mission is accomplished. Whatever your soul came out to experience and their soul came out to experience, which could have a lot to do with this in and out. And, doesn't always have to be a negative energy. This is somebody who's just passionate, travels, is in, is out, is here, is there, is a little bit everywhere. But, they needed to go down this exploration in order to find themselves. They go through this process and they seek more. They want more. Now it's like, okay, rushing in. The heavy Aquarius energy, Gemini, Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Sag. There's a leap of faith. Oh, I didn't even see this chunk came out. Okay. Someone's guard is up, but make sure your guard isn't up so much that you don't allow beautiful things to come, because there's a new beginning, a seed being planted. There's a new beginning, an opportunity. There's an offer coming. Make sure you don't block this offer out oh my gosh, especially if it's coming from your divine counterpart. This is an opportunity for a new beginning in love with your divine counterpart. Mission has been accomplished. I feel like the divine masculines are having this awakening. They're going through this resurrection with the divine. The divine has kind of sat with them and been like, hey, redemption. This is what needs to happen in order for this connection to come back into alignment. And I feel like your divine masculine is like calling out to union for you, for their divine feminine, and they're strategizing and planning this next offer, and it is going to surprise you, and it's going to be an opportunity for a leap of faith. So take that leap. It's a big yes. Ask your yes or no question. We're going to ask the Cowrie. That is a no for now, but you are getting a yes to move forward and to take the leap. So